Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Glad you're here today, and you should be too. And today, I've got here a piece of red jasper, and like you can see, it is rough. It is a rough piece, and I have never cut rough red jasper before. Nope. Always had polished, tumbled pieces that I, fixed. And let's take a quick look at this. It's red jasper. It has a nice red color. You can see looks like there's some quartz-like inclusions in here at places, like there and a vein running. So before we can do anything, we're going to have to slab this up. And we've got a pretty flat side there. Yes, that'll work. I think we just cut some slabs off of it this direction, because we got like a grain running this way. I think that will be ideal. So I'm going to take this over to the saw, cut some slabs off, and then we'll come take a look at it, decide what one we're going to do for the video. Okay, so don't go away. Ta-da! Yes, we've got a nice pile of rocks here. Now, I didn't slab the whole thing up because it was really, really hard stuff, and the saw was screaming and my hands were actually getting vibrated achy, so I stopped at that. But that will definitely give us enough to get, a nice cab out of. And I'm looking, you can see, you got some structure in there. You can see those veins. That should turn out really nice. But I'm thinking this one here will probably be, yeah, that's going to be the one we're going to use. That'll give us a nice example. And I think what I'm going to do is get this stuff out here, get that there. And let's grab a template. We'll make a nice oval. A nice oval on this thing. Let's find ourselves the biggest part that we can find. I think that will work out pretty nicely. And what do you think? Think that'll be pretty good? I believe so. I don't like the way it's angled. Yeah, I'm going to shift that over a little bit. I'll go to this side and put it on. Yes, that's better. This side, I didn't like that hanging over there because there was a little bit of undercutting this direction on that. So this is the one we're going to go with. Okay, so let's take that over to the wheel and see what we can do with it. So, to the wheel! Okay, we're back, and we're going to get this party started. And that's not the right side. That is the right side. So let's make sure we're focused. And I'm going to start getting this thing shaped. I should have trimmed that off on the saw, but I was stupid and I drained all the water out of it before I went over to the desk and decided I wanted to do an oval. So we're just going to have to grind it down. And this stuff's pretty hard. I can feel it smacking me in the face, but at least it's not tearing the stone up. Being a nice hard stone jasper makes it quite nice for the rough wheel. So right now I'm just hogging that away just to get rid of it and get down to my line. Like I said, I don't think I've done very much at all with actual rough pieces of jasper. Most of the stuff I bought was tumbled pieces. I believe I did have a few pieces of semi-rough. They were still slightly polished, even though they weren't tumbled. They probably had been tumbled partially tumbled just to get a shine on them so people would buy them. They were like craft store rocks. So they served like the rustic looking purpose. You can tell when I'm working this that it's got fairly good integrity. And hopefully it'll pull up a really nice polish. As hard as it is, or it seems to be, it's promising that it will pull up a nice polish. I could be doing this on the flat lap, but I don't think we need to be that precise today. I might take this cab right down to the very edge, very bottom edge this time. This is something different. I usually do a small thinning edge of about a third of the width of the thickness of the stone. Okay. Today I might take it down to the very edge. Just a different style of polishing. So that's pretty much where I want that to be. Just smooth that edge a little bit more. And I'll make sure it's nice and even when I take it onto the next wheel. So, yep, now we're going to do the edge. And I'm doing, you can do this with any type of stone. Any stone that you're working on, this is basically this is how you do it. You know, after you've done them for a while, you realize it's not rocket science. You're just shaping. You're just shaping it. It seems to have a nice earthy red color. Had some Red Jasper that was really, really bright red. Really beautiful stuff. And then there's some that's a more earthy color. More earthy red. This might be the more earthy red. Seems like there's a lot of inclusions in there that's going to make it look nice. Don't know where this rock or this stone came from. Don't know where most of the stuff you get comes from, unless, you know, the seller knows specifically where it did come from or bought it from a certain mine or certain area. It's like this piece came from a crystal shop. So I really did not have a clue where its origins were. Okay, I think we've got that pretty much roughed in. And ooh, there's a lot in there. This is going to look like Jupiter. It's like a cross section of Jupiter. We'll have to do a round one there. Yeah, there's a hole there and a hole there too, I believe. But as hard as this stone is, I don't think that is going to be a really big issue for it. Now I am going to roughen up the back a little bit. And as smooth as this is, it's going to kind of possibly break free from the glue bond, which we don't want to happen. Okay, roughen that up. And honestly, I think we can... I think we're just going to go straight to a stick. Yeah, we can go straight to the stick on this one. Now, I might take this across there just a little bit more. As hard as it is, I can most likely form it a little bit better. And you know what? Nah, we're not. I'm just going to go straight to the stick. So I'm going to take this, put this on a stick, and we're going to go over to the 600 I don't know what wheel it is. The 300 wheel. Yeah, with the stick. Okay, so don't go away. Hey, we're back. And we're on the stick. So let's get right on this. And yeah, well, I don't know if I'm going to actually take it right down to the very edge or not. But it's going to be close. So I'm going to soften that transition down very, very close to the edge. Okay. And might have been a mistake coming to this wheel right off the bat. But I think I can still handle it. Yeah, as you can, once I get the transition, it might just take a little bit longer than on there, on the 80 grit wheel, but I think we'll be fine. After you do this a while, you know, if you're just starting out, you know, you may wonder, should I have done that? Should I do this? Should I move to this wheel? Well, you can try it, and that's how you learn. Try it, doesn't work real well, then you go back to the other wheel, or vice versa. Okay, this is nice. You can't even, yeah, it's hardly showing any scratches. I'm sort of all over the place with this at the moment, as you can tell. Take a look what we got. Focus. We're a little bit flat on the top yet. Not very flat. Just slightly flat. Edges are looking pretty good. Got a little bit of a hump transitioning to from the dome to the setting edge, which I was trying not to get one this time. It looks like I will anyway. I can just take that down a little bit more. As I'm going across it like this, I can feel that's not as flat as I thought it was. Actually, it's not flat at all. Sometimes a really hard stone like this, you can get pretty darn smooth on the rough wheel just because of how hard it is. It seems sort of counterintuitive, but the harder it is, sometimes the less facets you get on when you're doing it. So in that case, yeah, it makes it a little bit easier to shape. Okay, so if you look at that, we've got like almost no faceting. Almost zero faceting. Dry off. Got some scratches around the edge there, which we really need to get out on this wheel. Okay, I can do that right now. And I can also do that when we start doing the swirlies. Wow, this is going to go a lot quicker than I thought it would. Hey, which is nice. I've noticed in the videos over time, I'm making less and less errors. Not that I don't make mistakes, but it seems like things seem to go wonky less often. Which in a way is great, but in a way it kind of makes the videos boring. Okay, we're going into the swirlies now because that looked pretty good the whole way around. Swirlies will definitely smooth everything up. This Jasper has a nice earthy red color to it. Earthy reds and oranges. It has a nice grain going swoop through there. This stuff definitely a pleasure to work. I'd like to know where this jasper came from. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, let's take a quick look at it. Wow. Yeah, we've got like no faceting in there. Everything seems to be nice and smooth. So, you know what? Let's just head over to the 600 grit wheel. And here we are at the 600 grit wheel. So let's get this edge done. Get this stone over to the desk, polished and over to the desk, so we can see if it has become the best version of itself, which I am positive it shall be. And that's all we can ask of any stone or of anybody in our lives. Become the best version of yourself. And this one is pretty darn uneventful. I just hope it's not boring for you. Because that's really, regardless if it's boring, that's really some pretty stuff. There's a lot going on in there. And I really don't think it's going to take much time at all to get this polished up nicely. I'm going to do some swirlies. My thumbs are a little hurty today. It's hard for me to do the swirlies. Then we're going to dry this off, like right now, and see what we got. Ooh, that's pretty good. Seems to be a bit of undercutting. Very slight undercutting. That might take away some of the polish. But I don't think it's going to be enough to to ruin it, so to say. I think what I'm going to do is just take this across here one more time like this, and then hit the 1200 grit wheel. And that's what we're going to do. So hang on to your eyeballs. And here we are. As hard as this is, it's not going to take but a few moments running across this one to get it where it needs to be. This is pretty much where it needs to be now. So moving swiftly across that surface, hitting all directions. That's basically what you got. Now if this pulls up a really good shiny polish, then this is going to be one of those stones where the hardness is just absolutely perfect to give you, well, for working and getting up a good polish. The perfect stone. Okay, let's take a look. Wow. Yeah, that's looking nice. I believe cerium oxide is going to make that sparkle. Now, once more time around, just for the fun of it, and just for the out of focus of it. And, well, I'm going to take us over to cerium oxide, give it a good polish, and I will meet you at the desk and we'll take a look at what we got. Alright, so don't go away. This is the good part. Woohoo! Alright, we're back. And let's zoom in on this. And look what we have. That stone is pretty darn awesome. It pulled up a good polish. Doesn't have a lot of deep dark reds to it, but it's got rich red color. Rich red earthiness. It looks like we got some iron deposits in there. And just overall, that's darn nice. Did the backside a little bit, and of course the edges. But that's really got some nice color. Nice, like, swooping, flowing. Yeah, all that. That is some really nice jasper. Hey, what are you doing over here? There. So, going from this to that is quite the transition. It's pretty darn amazing, I think so. Think how stones change. But regardless of how they do, this stone is a win. So, if you liked the video, hit the button up there, subscribe, ring the bell, do a little dance, whatever. And I'll be back with more videos. Hopefully they'll be more exciting, more stuff will mess up. But I can't guarantee stuff will mess up, so I can't guarantee it'll be super exciting. But we'll be here anyway. So thanks for spending some time with me, and have a good evening.